Hi there and welcome to IamWealthyandRich.com. My name is Henry Smith. Welcome back to another video. And for those of you who've been watching us on a daily basis, I want to thank you very much for coming back and watching our videos, and hope you're learning from the lessons I'm teaching on these video series. For those of you, if it's your first time, I want to welcome you to the channel and explain what this channel is really about. IamWealthyandRich.com. The term I am wealthy and rich it's not really about me. Yes, I use it myself, the words I am wealthy and rich for myself, but the objective is to use it for yourself, for you to say I am wealthy and rich about you. Say that to yourself, several times a day, and amazing things will happen. So started recording this channel less than a month ago, and the objective is to actually show you wealth creation in action. Okay, the objective of our channel and our mission is to show you how to understand the game of money and play it well. How to understand the game of money and play it well. And in order for you to do that, there are certain principles that you need to understand and implement into your life. So there's two sides to the equation of understanding the money and play it well. Number one is the mental side, okay, which is the mindset development, as in wealth creation and wealth and prosperity mindset. So wealth creation or wealth and prosperity mindset. Develop that wealth and prosperity mindset. When I started doing that, and after some time, things started to change, and they've changed dramatically. The second is having a very good, powerful investment strategy in order to put this into practice. There's no point just having theory of mind, what do you call it, personal development and mindset, and nothing to show for it. So you've got to apply it to something in the real world. Now, quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not regulated. I'm not a CPM, not an accountant. So do your own research, consult your own financial planner or advisor if that's what you want to do. I'm just here sharing what has worked for me and what continues to work for me and what I continue to use every day for myself. And it's worked for me, and it's also worked for others that I've shown it. So understand, you need to do your own research and so on. Understand investments carry risk. There's a risk in investments, not in mine so far, but be aware that investments can carry risk. So do your own research, do your own due diligence. With that being said, so what I'm doing is I'm tracking the growth of a portfolio. One of the portfolios, I have quite a few portfolios, but one of the portfolio I decided to take it, put it online, and actually show you on a day-to-day basis how a portfolio grows. Okay. And we literally started this portfolio a year ago, 8-9 months ago, back in summer last year, 2020. In fact, I started with nothing. I started in February with the mindset training, no money at all. After applying the mindset training, I was able to attract funds and apply it in an investment strategy. And that was around May, June 2020. And since then, it has grown into the 6-figure level towards the end of last year and the first month of this year. And then I decided, I want to start tracking this and then also start documenting this to help people in the future, people like yourselves that want to take control of their finances and really want to see a practical step-by-step blueprint, wealth creation in action, not theory, no excuses, just results. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to share my screen and update today's figures. So I update the figures just as they come in, just as they are in my portfolio, whether they're up or down, it doesn't really matter. I update them anyway for you to see. So I'm going to share my screen now. And here's the spreadsheet I've been using. So like I said, up until end of January 2021, we had 106,000. It reached 106,000, and it started from a very humble beginning, got up to 106,000. And every day since then, you know, we've been monitoring it. And some days, these are the ones in green when it's gone higher than the previous day, and the ones in red when it's gone backwards on the previous day. And you've got to expect that. You know, one of the things of developing the right mindset, you've got to develop a mature expectancy. You know, nothing just goes up and up and up and up. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Why? Because the market is alive. The market's dynamic. So yes, it goes up. Yes, it goes down. Yes, it goes up. But obviously, it goes up more than it goes down, and I'm happy with that. And so, you know, we can see some days we went down 3 days in a row. That's fine because I know it goes up and so on and so forth. So by the end of February, we'd got to there was basically $37,860 over and above the 160. So that was a 35% increase. You know, most people, if you put your money in a bank, you'll struggle to get 1 or 2%, less than 2%, in a so-called high interest rate. So, and even some so-called portfolios that so-called experts tend to offer, they barely get you 35% in 4 years, yet alone, you know, they can barely get you 35% in 4 years, yet alone in a month. So obviously, you know, a lot of research and the choices that I've made has gone into this, choosing the right investments. And so come into March now, we've done 13 days of March so far. And what I'll do now is put today's date. Today is the 14th of March, 2021. And then I'll just get the figures. So before I put the figures, so the figures are from a summary sheet here, which are linked with a live feed to the other different assets groups that I manage. And this figure here represents the altcoins, what we call altcoins. And the altcoins are, again, this is a cryptocurrency investment strategy, digital assets. And we invest in Bitcoin and a variety of altcoins. And the altcoins are really the secret sauce of this portfolio. So 173, 469.77. So that's what this is. So the time is this 173. What was that? 469.77. 469.77. So that's it's had quite a run this week. It's a small increase of 489. And the overall amount, which is 233,217.70. 233,217.70. 233,217.70. Actually, it's changed now. See, this is a live feed and it keeps updating every few minutes. So I just want to update this. Let's see, what do we got here? 173. Okay, let's just update this again. 173, 182.96. So let's change that to 182.96. 173. 182.96. Is that right? So that takes it down to 200. It's not a minus. 173, 182.96. 173, 182.96. So this one will be 232,829. 232,829.40. 232,829.40. So that's Them down a little bit. So that's just a small amount over yesterday's figures. So basically, now had it been a minus, it would have gone in red, but it's not. So it looks like we've had a very powerful week of rises, and it's kind of slowing down, or only to reset itself and then go up again. That's just the way it does, and it may go into the red for a few days, and that's fine, and then back into the green. So if I were to total today's, I did it yesterday, but let's just total today's, just the weeks. This week started on the 8th of March. If I were to total all these figures, just for fun's sake, really, I'll do it. Click this. Say this to the 8th. That means, yeah, in the 8th, so from the 8th to the 14th, which is 1 week, 7 days, last 7 days have been 47,388 and 51. Not bad for a week in investment returns. Now, do I take this out and go and spend it? Absolutely not. It's reinvested back in order to compound and grow the portfolio to where I really want to grow it to. So, we also have to apply delayed gratification and a bit of, maturity, shall we say, when as you're developing funds. You don't just uproot, dig it, cut your roots of the tree that you're growing and go and spend them. You've got to let it. It will never grow into the giant oak tree if you do that. So, so that's great. I'm happy with that. Just save that. So, let's get out of share. So that's what I'm doing. Updating these things. Now, the key is you need to understand that there's a tremendous opportunity right now. A tremendous opportunity. What's happening, and these have happened before. Opportunities. There are always opportunities, and they go into different industry or different sectors, and stay there for a while. But opportunities are always there, and people always regret that if they don't take action. And, we talk about, I'll share my screen again. I was looking at property prices, real estate prices in the UK. And I remember, I'll show you an example of, when is the best time to invest? Some people would say, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Well, the second best time to invest is today, because you can't invest 20, 30, 40 years ago. But many people who did, have got, you can't even believe some of the prices that were available back then. I was looking at some of the prices, and I was looking at property prices or house prices in an area called Battersea, SW11, Southwest 11 in London. I know this area, and I know what prices were like in the 1980s. And a price of a house like this is what we call terrace houses, all joined together. So it's not like they're detached or, what's the name, duplex or anything like that. They're detached. And a house like this, 4 or 5 bedroom house like this, people were buying them for £50,000. 50,000. Now today, as you can see, it's 2.1 million. Okay, and people, people have missed out of the opportunity, and can you imagine £50,000 compared to 2.1 million? And I was checking, I remember when there were £50,000. At that time we had newspapers, there was no internet. So obviously I can't get hold of the newspaper right now, but there's because those who understand real estate know that there's a search thing we can use called house prices. Okay, and this is called mouse price. It's a tool that we use in real estate, and that's another discussion for another time. But just to see, I went into that tool and where I typed it in, Seven Sisters, Battersea, the area, Seven Sisters Avenue, rather, wasn't it? Sisters Avenue, Battersea. Yeah, I typed that in, okay? And then, silly ads, and then it gives you the price search. They've got the results. And the results of this particular house, which is, because they're all cookie cutter, all the same, as you can see, they're all the same, there's no difference. Doesn't matter what number it is, they're all the same. This particular house in 1995, because this has prices, it goes way, way back, and from 2020, but I went back to the back page. In 1995, this is as far as they go, because the internet really only started commercially for you and I in 1995, 120,000. But I can remember back a decade before that, 1985, 1981, and these houses were 40 to 50 grand, 40 to 50,000, and look at what's happening. Now, there's two aspects to this. Number one, it shows how things appreciate. Number two, it also shows how much your currency has devalued. Is it because your currency has devalued, or is it because it is appreciated? Either way, there's a big difference. Okay, and those who, so if you had your money in this property, 50K back then, your money would have kept its value, which is worth 2.1 million today, is really what it means. Your 50,000 would have kept its value. It wouldn't have debased. But if you would have kept it in the bank, you would still have 50,000, and it would be worth peanuts today compared to what 2.1 million is worth. See, that's another way to look at it. Preserving your wealth by putting it in real estate. Well, you're now talking about something that took 40 years, 40 years for, to get that type of return. That's 50,000, that's times 40, isn't it? What's 50,000 in 2.1 million? 50,000 divided by, I'm just typing in a calculator. I should have bought a calculator out for you guys. It's 42 times. 42 times. Yeah, so if you would have put 50,000 in a real estate property, you would have preserved your wealth. That's what it means. You would have preserved it. Whereas putting it in the bank, it's basically you would have lost more than 95% of it. I mean, even more than 95%. That's how terrible putting your money, your trust in currency is. Now, in this day and age, we have something better. It's called Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, if I were to, that shows you that this is to do with the house prices. See, it goes up and down, but always in an upward direction. That's just what I'm trying to say. This is for house prices. The same thing, if I were to open it and go to CoinDesk. Calculator. I think that's right. Is that right? CoinDesk. Yeah. All right. Now, right. So, what's it look? Click on. I like this chart because it, this just shows what's happening at the moment, and it's always up and down. But if you zoom out to 1 year, you can only see one direction. You zoom out all time, it's only in one. And what it has done more in one decade than real estate has done in 4 decades. These times back here, where are we now? What price are we looking at? 120. I mean, this doesn't go back far enough. There's a time when it was $1, but it's showing 108, $100, and now we're talking about 50, just touching $60,000. You do the multiplication on that. I don't even know what the multiplication is. In fact, let's calculator. So what are we looking at? 50,000, 59,000. Let's say 400 divided by 108. This has gone up 550 times in a decade, basically. In less than a decade, if you really want to talk about this time. And you're talking about, so it's 10 times more powerful than what real estate has done. And we're talking about what took real estate four decades to do. It has done 10 times that in a decade. So if you were to, if you were to put this in comparison over 4 decades, this would be like 2,000%, as opposed to 42%. So it's much more powerful. It's a much more powerful vehicle for preserving wealth than real estate. It's a lot more. It's more than 10 times. It's actually, I would say, it's more 40 times more powerful than real estate. And real estate is 42 times more powerful than putting it in the bank. Okay, so putting it in the bank is the worst thing you ever want to do. Okay, it's the worst thing you ever want to do with your money. Successful, wealthy people do not put their money in the bank. They put their money in investments. And Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space, okay, is where it's happening. Now, Bitcoin is one area, but, we deal with altcoins as well, and finding out the right altcoins, you can contact us for that. But basically, the first step is really, Bitcoin is in the top 10 of assets, and it's soon going to rise up and become in the top 2, and then it will eventually dwarf gold. Just mark my words. And then people will say, oh, well, I should have got it 10 years ago. I should have got it 5 years ago. I should have got it 2 years ago. Why wait? Why do this to yourself? If you haven't started investing in cryptocurrency, want to find out how to do it, you can go to our website. First things first, get that mindset training, absolutely free of charge. Come in here, fill in this form, and then there's also the first investment strategy to start using. If you want more advanced strategies, we can get in touch with you and we can show you how to get hold of those. But take the first step, develop the right mindset, get in the right investment strategy, and start preserving and protecting your wealth. Because one thing is for sure, it's just going to debase. There's no two ways about it. Cash is not king, okay? Cash is trash. To be honest with you, it's trash. If you had 50,000 and, it's almost like saying you turn in 2.1 million into 50,000. That's a trashy investment if you left it in the bank. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you kind of understand where I'm coming from. There's things happening right now in the economy with the amount of money they're printing. That is going to destroy the wealth that you currently have. It's going to debase it. It's going to devalue it. Your purchasing power is going to drop dramatically because we've never had a COVID before. And what that has done, that is really taken things on a fast pace, fast motion. So protect your wealth, because even if things were normal and there was no COVID, you can see what's happened to the currency. More than 98% devaluation. How much more with what's happening? So ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is very expensive. Okay, so it can be very expensive. So don't let that happen to you. Okay, protect your wealth, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us, and hit the notification button. It helps YouTube share these inspirational messages with everybody. The whole purpose of this is how to understand the game of money and play it well. Learn how to play the game of money well, okay? And take our free training. Look forward to speaking to you soon. Have a wonderful day.